What's up, guys? We're here at the end of day two. Before I give my updates of what happened on day two, I kind of want to talk about a few things. The first is I've been thinking about how I want to do this challenge, how I want to continue this challenge, because honestly, like I could probably kill Bale right now. I don't know if I'm a skilled enough player, but with my gear, I could probably kill Bale right now. If this wasn't hardcore, I would just go kill Bale because you can easily do it with, especially like I said previously, trap sins are good at, they excel at doing harder content than their gear should be allowed to do. Um, so I should be able to go kill Bale right now. The problem is that on hardcore, I would probably die a couple times. Have to leave the game, come back, get my body, stuff like that. And on hardcore, that's not an option. So I'm a pussy, and I'm just not doing it, right? But that being said, this challenge is still not really going to last that long. In fact, killing the Ancients is harder than killing Bale on Nightmare, in my opinion, for most builds. So I'm thinking about how I can keep this going. I might switch it up, if I'm bored. We'll see. If I start getting bored of Diablo, because at this point I have been playing it for a few weeks now. So we'll see. And that's generally what I do. I play Diablo at the start of a couple of the season. I play it for a few weeks, and then I wait till the next season. So we'll just see how this goes. But I am thinking of maybe making it where once I've killed Bale, I can then start using JSP, but I can't use any of my bank. I can only use what I've made on hardcore, so I'll have to keep track of that or something. We'll see. We'll just see how this goes. Anyways, the next thing I want to talk about is my friend watched the first video and immediately said, "This is some bullshit. This isn't a fresh ladder start, because at the beginning of a ladder you wouldn't be able to get rushed." And I said to that, and I'm sure other people are probably thinking the same thing too. If he thought it, someone else is probably thinking it too. And what I said to that was, well, first off, I never said it was any sort of ladder start. In the title of the video, it actually says that I'm starting late to the ladder, right? I actually, when this ladder started, I was playing on softcore and I did really well. I had an Enigma and 2 level 90 plus characters by the end of the first week, so I did really well. I was selling D keys at the end of day 1 for 900 forum gold, which is kind of crazy because I think they sell for like 30 right now. Anyways, so not only do I never say it was a ladder start, but also if it was a ladder start, the challenge is not anything to do with the ladder start. The challenge is using this bank of gold, because I could forum gold, because I could just have a beast ass character right out the gate. But if it was a ladder start, to counter his argument, if it was a ladder start, I wouldn't have been able to get a rush, but I would have been able to essentially rush myself, because when ladder starts, the masses are all in public games trying to get through the game just like you are. And so it's actually really easy to you join a public game that is completing the quest that you're completing, and then, or the act, I'm sorry, they're working on the act that you're working on, and then as soon as you're done, if they don't immediately continue at a good pace, you just leave that game and look for a new game that's working on the act that you're in. And 9 times out of 10, not only when you do that will you find not only do you find people that are working on the act and they're actually actively playing, they're not just standing around idle in town or something, but also 9 times out of 10 when you join one of these games, they've already done a lot of the act. You might even be able to jump in right as they're killing Travensoul and going in to the Durns of Hate or something like that. So you skip all of the shittiest part of the game. And that's very common. In fact, I skipped Act 3 in all three normal Nightmare and Hell on 2 characters in the first weekend of ladder starting. That's how I did it. I just joined games of people that were about to go kill Travensoul and then go into the Durns of Hate. So you can, this whole idea of, yeah, you wouldn't be able to get rushed in the beginning. No, you're right, but it would be easier. I would level up easier and get through the game at about the same pace. So that's some bullshit. I didn't want to hear that. All right, enough about that. Let's just give a status update of what happened on day 2 and what gear has changed. So, I didn't mean to pick that up. In the previous video, I had mentioned, I had accidentally shown that I was wearing a rhyme. So at the very beginning of day 2 today, I made a rhyme, and I was wearing the rhyme for the most of the day. About halfway through, I made this spirit, and I'll explain how we got to that in a second. But the other thing is, I got these boots right here. These are the boots I was wearing in the previous video. Not bad boots, to be honest with you, especially day 1 boots. These are only marginally better, but they are better. I got these boots. Actually, I got these by just killing a random mob while I was saving Kane in hell mode. So yeah, they just fell off a random mob, so that was sweet. Then I got this amulet, and I kind of teased that a little bit too in the previous video on accident. I got this amulet from gambling. In the previous video I mentioned I was having some money problems, so I was killing Travensil and gambling items. And this is something I got from gambling, so that was pretty sick. Then the last things that I got are the shield and the helmet. And this lower helmet, I literally crafted this and put it on right before I started recording. So this is like the end of the day type thing. I was saving the soul rune because I want to make an insight, but I can never get it's Ral tier Tal soul, and I just don't have a tier TIR tier. I don't have a tier rune. I just can't get one. It just won't drop. I even did some freaking Countess runs and it didn't drop. So I ended up using the soul rune for a lore because I'm kind of good on resistances in hell without this helmet. And this just gives me, this lore rune gives me 300 damage on my lightning sentry. So that's really good. The spirit monarch gives me almost 500. That's freaking sweet. Anyways, so yeah, I got this right at the end, and then the monarch I got. I was actually gonna use the rhyme for a lot longer. So here was my original plan, and you'll see some clips of me doing this plan throughout the day. And basically what my plan is I wanted to I wanted to kill Travensil for gold and do some gambling. And I got some good stuff. That didn't turn out quite as well as I wanted. At some point, I got this gold rune. Not gold rune. Gold dagger from I think Trav. Or maybe it was when I was leveling in day 1. No, I don't think it was during day 1. I think I got it in normal. I don't remember where I got it from, to be honest with you. I want to say it was Trav, but in normal. Anyways, I got this gold dagger, which is sweet. It's 100% MF. And then I had this random crappy three-socketed body armor, and I just threw some random crappy topaz in it. I didn't want to put my good topaz in it because I would rather, it's only 3 sockets, right? If it was a good base, but it's not. It's only 3 sockets. Oh, I forgot to talk about this. I got the smoke, and in the previous video I had I mentioned that I said I had a 3 open socket Archon plate, but I don't know why I said 3 open socket. It's actually 2. This is the Archon plate I was talking about in the previous video. I don't know why I said 3. So I got that. That's an upgrade. Anyways, back to my magic find stuff. I found the gold dagger, and I just slapped these crappy runes in there in this crappy base, basically, while I was saving my topaz to maybe make a helmet or something like that. So originally what my plan was to do some magic finding in Nightmare, and I did some Trav runs early in the day. That was not good at all. It did get me a little bit of gold so that I could do some gambling and just have gold, because having gold is a struggle when you first start playing Diablo 2. So, but then I went to doing some chaos runs, and I got some uniques off the mobs, but Diablo himself in Players 1 Nightmare was just not dropping any uniques at all, and that was disappointing me. That was really pissing me off. I was getting more uniques from the mobs in Chaos Sanctuary, which I guess that it's not that surprising, I guess, because there's just so many mobs in Chaos Sanctuary. But it was pissing me off, so I instantly I did that for like 4 runs, 5 runs, and I was like, I'm doing Hell and Dario. And I did probably 2 or 3 Hell and Dario runs. I wasn't using the body armor. I think I put the smoke back on for that one. And then I would just switch to the gold dagger while I was fighting Andariel herself. But I only did that for like 2 or 3 runs, and then at some point I'm running to Catacombs level 4, and there's a mob there that has this lightning enchanted or something like that. It hit me for lightning damage, and it had conviction aura. So when it hit me, it damn near killed me. It took me down to like right here, and I just fucking left the game, and I was like, I'm not doing that shit anymore. So then I went back to Nightmare, started doing bail runs. First, very first bail run, I get a unique from his waves and a unique from him. So instantly I'm like, well, this is it. This is where I'm going to start farming. The very next run, and I did record this. Yeah, I'll play the clip right here. I actually pressed start record and then walked over and killed a dude and got a rune. So now, if you remember from the previous video, I have a limb rune from my Nightmare Forge, and now I have an rune. So what did I do? I traded the rune for this Monarch and this Colossus Volge. Now the reason I did that, even though I can't use this Colossus Volge, because it's 210, I have to be like level 93 or some shit before my mercenary can use this. But the reason I did this is because this Colossus Volge is trading on Tradery for a Mala rune. So it's trading it alone on that website is more valuable than what I gave him for this and the White Monarch. So I lucked out there, right? So I got pretty good. I got a pretty good trade there. Hopefully I can actually trade this thing for a Mal rune. But if I get anything even close to an rune's of value out of it, I'm happy. I'm satisfied. There we go. So now I still have the limb rune, and I traded the limb rune for this because my mercenary. I realized I didn't show my mercenary at all yesterday in the video. My mercenary is hard. He's hard. He's on some hard times. This dude's kind of broke. So this is the best. I trade when I made the trade to get this Tal Rasha's mask. He was literally wearing a white ethereal Shaco. That was what he was wearing. As Shaco dropped, it was white and ethereal. I put it on him, and that's what he was wearing. Like I said, my man's broke. He needs some money. So then, he's got the rock fleece, and you're like, oh, okay, and why is he carrying a spear? Because you can't put insight in a spear, and so I just threw some random shit. And mind you, he was wearing a white ethereal Shaco, so he didn't have any life leech at all. So I tried to just get him some life leech and damage. I just threw some random shit in there. Honestly, I think I was like level 30 or 40 or something whenever I threw this on him. So yeah. So my man's now has some life leech, and hopefully this will allow him to survive. But I just got this, so I'm not even sure if he can survive in hell yet. He should be good in Nightmare now. He was pretty good in Nightmare already. Now he should be good. He's got like, let's see here. He's got 15% life leech. He doesn't have any damage is the problem, so 15% of nothing is still nothing, you know? Yeah. So the last thing I did after making these trades for the night is I did some Nephiliac runs, which is absolutely insane. Nephiliac can kill you really, really fucking fast. And I don't have very much health. I don't have battle orders, and I don't have like teleport or a lot of the shit that you need. But here's the thing: is that, and this is actually why I chose an assassin. Is that assassin, like I've said many times, is really good at. They excel at doing harder content than their gear should be allowed to, and they also excel at killing the Nephiliac. So, because they're good at doing stuff that their gear shouldn't allow them to, he requires they got that natural instinct or whatever, but they also have corpse explosions. So they take the corpses away from him, and that's what kills you. Is you kill something out there, and then he blows you up with one hit with corpse explosion. So he can't even do that to me. And then on top of that, he's got a fucking shit ton of mobs down there for me to blow up on him. I just go down there. I just do a run. Let's just do a run. This is a little complicated because there's the lightning immunes. Those things are a lightning immune. Those things that are spitting arrows at me. And also the snakes are lightning immune. Other than that, I'm pretty good. Anyways, I go down in here. Alright, let's, and then I cloak of shadows. And see, now everything is blinded. This is not actually his room. I was just getting a little scared. My Merc's not just falling over dead like he was earlier. That's pretty good. I'm just going to clear this room out. Oh, there we go. I'll take that. Oh, why do I have all this gear on me? Let me go, this is part of my, this is part of my history of survival game. It's like, don't take shit with you that you don't need. This is like, my training my brain from all the survival games that I've played. Alright. Alright, now, so I can just come over here, throw some of these lightning sentries down. It's killing shit in there. Now throw some death sentries. It's gonna be blowing shit up in there. And then I just come up here, cast Cloak of Shadows. Look, I never even saw him. He died off my screen. I never even saw him. That's because the lightning sentries just shot a straight lightning bolt right through all his minions over here. A bunch of them died, and then I switched to Death Sentry, and it blew everything up, and he just fucking died. And since I was all the way back here, I never even aggroed him. So he just stands right here. You can see he died right here, where he spawns, right in the center of the frickin'. It looks like he actually might have moved a little bit. But generally, if you don't aggro him, he'll just stand here, and your lightning sentries shoot right through, and then your death sentries blow everything up, and he just fucking dies. It doesn't matter if he's immune to fire, lightning, or cold, or anything, because if he's immune to your lightning, corpse explosion is partially fire, partially physical, and then if he's immune to your fire, well, that's okay. You're doing mostly physical and lightning, and if he's immune to your fire, I'm sorry, yeah, that's everything. That covers everything. He can't be immune to everything that you do. So it's just like super fucking simple. And in the rare one-off scenarios where everything is not dead in here after doing what I just showed you, you just walk up and you cast Cloak of Shadows, like right around here, and everything in the room is freaking blind and can't see you. You can see over here. This shit is blinded. It can't see me. I'm just going to kill it. So, yeah. I've been doing these key runs, even though I'm way shouldn't. It's honestly, it's been pretty sketchy. That was a very smooth run I just showed you. There was no snakes. The snakes, a lot of the times if there's snakes in the run, I just leave the game and start a new run because, yeah, they're gonna fucking kill me. Anyways, all that to say, this is the new shit. I'm doing D keys. I did get one D key. And on hardcore, where did I put that D key? Right here. On hardcore, D keys are worth a Malrune. So there we go. I've got 2 Malrunes value according to Tradery. And on day 2, I've got 2 on top of like the Rune and the Limrune shit that I traded, which I guess this is part of the Rune. One last thing, actually, I literally just thought of this. I wanted to talk about. A lot of people don't like D2JSP, and you might be one of those. I want to kind of point out, like, I'm not going to tell you that you should like it because cool shit, but I do want to point out a scenario today that was actually reinforces one of the reasons I like D2JSP. So this guy, actually, I've already kind of talked about it. He had this. He had the spirit. He had the Monarch. I made the spirit. But he had the Monarch and the Colossus Volt. And I found that trade in this screen. He just said white Monarch for Limrune. He wanted a Limrune. And I joined his game and said, I have an Umrune, but that's way more valuable than a Limrune to him. And he's like, yeah. Basically, I kind of had a conversation with this guy, and I found out he doesn't trade on any websites outside of the game. He only trades in this, right? So instantly, I knew this guy didn't know the value of his shit. And ultimately, I ended up ripping him off. Maybe it wasn't a rip-off because it was worth it to him. There's that argument. But ultimately, according to the market, I did rip him off, right? I got 2 items from him. One of them worth more than what I gave him for those 2 items. And that is the value of D2JSP / other websites like Tradery. The reason I made that trade, when he offered me the Colossus Volge, the first thing I thought of is, I don't know what a Colossus Volge even goes for. So I went to Tradery and saw that they were going for Malrunes, and then even though I'm not trading on D2JSP, I still went to JSP and I looked at what the value in Forum Gold is, and sure enough, it's about the same value in Forum Gold as a Malrune on the hardcore servers. So this is why these websites are good, is because if you're just trading inside the game, you're not going to know the value of the shit on the websites outside of the game. And whether you like using those, you think it's ethical or whatever your argument about not using those websites are, other people use them. Most other people use them. And that's where the value of everything comes from. So you just, if you are just content with getting ripped off while you're playing this game, then continue not using them. Otherwise, you should probably use them. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. That's the update. That's my rant. This is what I'm doing to get rich. Obviously not very quick because I'm hardcore and I'm scared little bitch. But if you're enjoying the series, click that like button. Comment down below. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. Tell me if you have any ideas of what I should be farming. Let me know. Or if there's any, get rich quick schemes you can think of. Like, hey, you should be gambling these. Obviously circlets. But yeah, thanks for watching.